Hey there, welcome to another PSD Tuts spoon-fed Photoshop tutorial. I'm Gavin Steele, and I'm going to be taking you through Justin's how to mold paint splatter to a face in Photoshop. Head over to psd.tutsplus.com and check out the final image here, and also grab the link to Brush Easy to get the brush that we're going to use for our paint splatters. Any kind of splatter or grungy kind of brush will work just fine, and we're going to go through all of these steps and hopefully create something that looks similar to this. This is what I just created earlier, and it's a really nice quick technique. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab everything I did earlier, I'm going to stick that into a group, and I'm going to drag that straight down and then turn that group off. Here I've got a copy of my original, so I can always come back to it. I'm going to duplicate that one more time and then get rid of my original, and I'm just going to call this face for now. First thing we need to do is add a new layer, and we're going to call this, let's call it new skin or extra skin. And then we're going to grab the clone tool and we're going to zoom in a little bit, and we're going to get rid of these eyes. So get a fairly big brush, hold down Alt to select your area. And then we're just going to get rid of all of this eye. Like so. And we're also just going to sample that, decrease size of my brush, and get rid of this area in here. Now what I might do is just zoom in to this area. Like so. And then move down to the mouth, and again sample an area close to where you want to be blending this in. So try and keep the colors all the same. And just slowly get rid of our mouth. Okay, and let's zoom out and have a look. Okay, that looks pretty good. Next thing that we need to do is we're going to add our paint splatter. So head over to the site, grab the link to Brush Easy, hit download, and double click on the file, and it's going to install it into your version of Photoshop. And once you've done that, let's go back to our image here. Okay, we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to call this layer Paint Map. And we're going to grab our paintbrush. I'm going to grab a yellow. You can choose any color that you want. The one in the tutorial is FFC 924. And then we're going to grab our brush tool, and we're going to head down, should be right at the bottom, to our new splatters, and we're going to stick those on. So let's grab a splatter. You can see the pixel size really big. They're really high definition, so bring it down and just start to play around with where you want these to be placed. So I'm going to stick that one on there, and then select a different brush. Okay, couple more. Okay, it doesn't look amazing, but obviously take your time with these. And then what I'm going to do is just going to grab a normal brush and bring the hardness down just for now. And I'm just going to brush in the rest of the yellow area that I want this to cover. So I can increase the size of my brush. And because I'm on this new layer, I want it to come along here. Right down the chin. Like so. Okay, and I'm just going to decrease the opacity a bit so we can see that edge, and then zoom in onto here. I'm going to grab my eraser tool, nice hard edge, and I'm just going to come along Okay, now back to my brush. I'm going to make sure I get all of this area here. Like so. Okay, it looks pretty good. Okay, next thing to do is we're going to create a layer mask using this paint map. So we're going to start by just increase opacity up to 100% and change this to overlay. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to create another layer underneath our paint map. So just click on the new layer and we're going to call this extra skin. Before you could have called this extra skin and this extra skin too, but this needs to sit just below our paint map. Now what we're going to do is we're going to command click on the thumbnail and it's going to make a selection of our paint map, and then we're going to use a mask on this layer and bring in our clone from the layer below. So let me just go through that. So we're going to click on the mask like so, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use this mask to bring in our flesh. So let's turn off the visibility of our paint map, but we've still got the selection here in our mask. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our clone tool, and in this layer in here we're going to alt click the layers below, and if I just show you how this is going to look, and we're going to paint in our splat. So just for now, just so I know the area that I've got to work with, I'm just making sure I find the edge of all my little splats. Okay, so this is just rough work, but what it shows me is, it shows me all of these edges. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my real selection, so alter my cheek down here, and I kind of want to keep them all this kind of color, so I'm just going to paint that in and just keep going.